Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Marcella Gilbert. Today I want to I want to focus on a dried food product, and one of those ingredients is a wild food. So for those of us who still hunt and gather, now is the time. Right now, it's June 10th, 2021. You need to go out and get your Timpsila now. I'm going to make a dried corn soup recipe, and I'm doing it now, even though usually I do it in the fall because we dry our own corn, and I got dried corn here, which we grew. Well, we didn't grow it actually, but we dried it ourselves. So this is our dried corn. We share it with our families, we give it away as gifts, and of course we eat it. We have small red beans, and of course we have our Timpsila, which I harvested just a few days ago. So, and it's, when you get it, you need to process it after you dig it up, because if you let it sit, it has a hide on it, and so if you let it sit, it gets really hard, and then it's really hard to get off. So I process these, and I cut them like this. You can leave them whole to dry, but I slice them up like this, and I'll dry them like this. They're easier to hydrate because when they dry really hard, but they're easier to hydrate, and they just, they're already cut up, ready to go to put in your soup or roast or whatever you're gonna do. So what I want to do is create the dried product for dried corn soup. And in Indian country, everybody loves dried corn soup, right? Now remember, dried corn is a very old food, or corn I should say, is a very old food. It comes from South America, and those of us who have ancestors and still have that ancestral knowledge about our foods, corn was originally a protein food. It was very high in protein, as much protein as a piece of meat. Now, the corn that we buy in the store is a starch. It's mostly carbohydrate. So for the corn, you're gonna have protein. There's still some protein in it. Folate. Folate is important, especially if you're, for women who are thinking about having kids, or you're pregnant right now. You need to be getting your folate. Really, really important. Niacin, pantothenic acid, riboflavin, thiamine, BK, B6, calcium, copper, iron, magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, and zinc. That's all in here. Dried corn. Okay, now I'm gonna add the small red beans. And when I first learned this recipe, the person who was telling me, you gotta get small red beans, and I was like, okay, what does that, are you talking about pinto beans, or what are you talking about? And here he showed me the bag, that the beans came in, and it said small red beans. So that's what you look for, small red beans. So I'm gonna add some of these, and those of us who are vegetarians know the value of beans. It's in a lot of vegetarian meals. Beans are high in protein. In fact, pinto beans are probably the most nutrient dense, one of the most nutrient dense foods. So if you eat a lot of pinto beans, you're getting a good amount of protein. And the fact that we're combining it with corn, this soup will have a complete protein even without the meat, because beans and corn together make a complete protein. So we want to keep so we'll have beans, small red beans, Again, protein, fiber, iron, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, folate, zinc, copper, manganese, selenium, vitamins B1, B6, E, and K. So some of these have the same things, right? Potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium. If you have those 4 things in your dish, you're building bone. So this will also help build bone. Not only is it a complete protein, but it's going to help build your bone. And remember, your bones build up or break down daily, depending on what you're eating. So keep that in mind. You need to be getting those minerals and vitamins daily if you want strong bones. And then the last thing I'm going to add is the Timpsila, and Timpsila, that's a Lakota word. In English, it's called breadroot or prairie turnip. We know it as Timpsila. So this isn't dry, as you could see. I just cut these up. But these ones are from last year, and they're already dry. So calcium, there's going to be calcium in these. Iron, magnesium, phosphorus. There you go. Now we're adding more of those same vitamins and minerals that build bone. This is an example of how I dried it last year. I could wear it as a necklace. Earrings. Phosphorus, potassium, sodium, zinc, copper, manganese, selenium, B1, B2, B3, B6, folate, there's folate again, choline, and vitamin C. In fact, when you dry Timpsila, the vitamin C is, you get a whole lot of vitamin C in the dried product. And there you go. See how pretty it is? You could give it away at giveaways or at wopilas or just to your elders, to your grandmothers, your mothers, anybody. It looks pretty, right? And you could mix this up. You could, mix them around. So I just wanted to share that. That's quick. Like I said, it is. This is generally a fall product because all of these would be done, in the fall. But I'm doing it now because the Timpsila is ready now. So go grab your shovel, get out there, go do it in the morning. I think this is probably the last week they're going to be ready because it's so hot. So grab your shovel, get your young people, take them with you and have them do all the work. But anyway, so this is it. Beautiful, right? And it's good for you. All right, have a good one. Doksha.